Hi everyone, I'm Abhishek Ramesh. Welcome to my first video which gives you all an overview of Winium 2. One of the cool features about Winium is it's a Selenium based open source automation framework to test Windows desktop, store and phone applications. I'm sure most of you guys have already worked on Selenium WebDriver, which is nothing but an open source tool for automation of web applications. So let us go through Winium in detail. We have Selenium WebDriver for testing of web apps, RPM for testing of iOS and Android apps, but for Windows desktop application automation, previously we might have used some external tools like SQL, Auto IT, and now we have a Winium driver which provides support for automation of Windows desktop, store, and phone applications. The benefits could be we can write tests with our favorite dev tools using any Selenium WebDriver compatible language such as Java, JavaScript, PHP, Python, Ruby, C Sharp, or Perl with the Selenium WebDriver API and language specific client libraries. Also, we can use any of the testing frameworks like TestNG, JUnit. Let us look into Winium Desktop in detail. So as I mentioned, Winium has got three different products. One is for automation of Windows desktop applications, automation of Windows store applications, and automation of Windows phone applications. So today we are going to concentrate mainly on Windows desktop application automation, that is Winium Desktop. Technically, Winium Desktop is an HTTP client. It implements JSON wire protocol and uses Crucio to work with UI elements. Essentially, this is an implementation of WebDriver for Windows-based desktop applications. We use real Selenium bindings with Winium Desktop in order to test Windows-based desktop applications. Winium Desktop is a Selenium compatible wrapper for Crucio. So when I say we can make use of the regular Selenium bindings, that means that if you have already got a framework which runs and which is compatible with Selenium WebDriver, Winium can be integrated to the same framework where you need to instantiate or add a new driver for Winium and the application under test changes to Windows desktop application instead of web-based application. Let me also give you a little bit more details about Crucio tool. Crucio is a C# based framework built for automation of Windows application, and Winium is a wrapper created for Crucio which can support all the Selenium bindings. Let us try to pick some Windows application for the live demo and see how Winium can help us test that application. Let me pick a simple calculator application. So I got a Maven project and I've added the dependency for Winium in the Maven PY file. So which is Winium Elements Desktop and Winium WebDriver. So you need to add these two dependencies from Maven repository, and I have got a JUnit test calculator Winium test. Let me go through the test in detail. So it has got a couple of static variables declared on the top, so which is for Winium driver service, desktop options. Followed by we have got a couple of annotations like before class, before test, after and after class. In before class, we are trying to instantiate Winium desktop options and we are trying to set the application path. In this case, the application remains calculator application, so you need to set the path for calculator application in your machine. It will be normally in C Windows System 32 in case of Windows. Yeah. So you need to also set the driver path. So first of all, you need to download the Winium desktop driver from internet, and you need to place it somewhere in the framework so that you can reference that to driver path. So driver path is very much essential for the service to start. So Winium driver service can be built with the help of driver path, what we have defined here, and you can start the service in before class. So once the code enters before it starts the Winium driver. So we are all set. We have started the service, we have started the driver, then we need to get into the test. So we have got two tests in this test suite. One is it opens the calculator, selects scientific view mode in the calculator and tries to add two numbers, and other one it tries to open the calculator and it selects standard view mode and tries to subtract two numbers. Forming a web element remains the same. If you already work with Selenium WebDriver, it remains the same. So you can use any of the locators which has been enabled in Selenium, and the same support has been provided in Winium. That is by class name, by ID, by expat, by name, by tag name, or by CSS selector. So once you have got an object, for example, let's take this example. I have got a calc frame web element. I'm trying to find an object by ID 132, and I'm trying to click on that. So in this case, 132 on a calculator app ID points to the 2 numeric. Similar way, 93 points to the addition part of the calculator, 134 points to numeric 4 in a calculator, and ID 121 points to equals to symbol in the calculator. So this will help us to give a quick demo on adding two numbers in a scientific view mode, and similar way, this test will give you an idea of subtracting two numbers after selecting the standard view on a calculator application. So once each test runs, it tries to close the driver and open the new driver. That is nothing but trying to close the calculator and it opens the new calculator, and once both the tests are done, it will try to stop the service. Object identification. So how do we grab this properties or objects? In case of web-based applications, I'm sure most of you guys might have used Firefox plugin called as Firebug and an extension to it called as Firepath. But in this case, I have made use of inspect tool from Microsoft to inspect the Windows elements and to grab its properties. So you can also make use of inspect tool from Microsoft to grab the properties of Windows calculator app. Let me try to run this test. So let me try to run this as a JUnit test, and let's see how it goes. So run as JUnit test. First thing is it has to open the calculator app and it has to perform the first test, that is addition of two numbers. So it opened the calculator app, went to scientific mode, it tries to hit 2 and it tries to add, that is plus, and 4, that is equal to 6. So that is our first test, and after that it closes the application and tries to start the application in standard mode and tries to subtract two numbers, 4 minus 2, that is equal to 2. So these are the two tests which ran fine using Winium, and it stopped the test. So in a nutshell, this is what calculator Winium test does, and you guys can go ahead and give a try using Winium desktop driver, and let me know if you guys need any more help in configuring this particular tool. Having said this, my next video will be how to make use of inspect tool to inspect UI objects on a Windows based application. I can pick any of the calculator or notepad application and I can give you a demo of how you can inspect an object using inspect tool. Till then, you guys have a good one. Thanks.